Mark Carney's afraid to debate Pierre Polyev in French. Jagmeet Singh is begging left-leaning content creators to make content for him. The PPC is doctoring poll numbers. And Pierre Polyev is killing it on the campaign circuit. I'm sorry, he is, all right? Welcome back to the Freedom Pines podcast. I'm your host, Jamie A.B. For all of your unseen election coverage, I'm talking X. What are people talking about on X? What are people talking about on TikTok? These are important on YouTube. These are important things to know, okay? You know that the media has a narrative, and I mean, I'm pretty pro Pierre. I'm going to say that. I'm going to be talking about what the media isn't. So if that fancy your interest, please like, comment, and subscribe, and let's get into it. So this first clip is going to be someone I found on Instagram, and they're a left-leaning content creator, and you know that they are actually standing on their ethics, because as much as I disagree with leftists, if they actually stand on their ethics and morals, I will follow them.
Last year, I was approached by Frank Dominic because the federal NDP reached out to him looking to get in contact with me. They wanted to talk about possible collaboration. That is when I found out and was invited into a behind-the-scenes content creator group to combat misinformation. We would be able to share early information if we chose to. No pressure, no obligation, no payment. This was a voluntary basis only. I used this opportunity to provide real feedback. I pushed hard on Palestine and why that issue matters deeply with people here, and how silence on it dehumanizes the very communities this country claims to care about. I've even talked to the chief.
Okay, so you understand what the message and the vibe is here, okay? So what that tells me is that I'm not surprised that Frank would be doing that, because he is insane. Okay, Frank Dominic is one of the meanest people I've ever seen. I cannot believe that he gets to keep his job as a teacher, considering we're not supposed to have an online presence if you work within the school, no matter what side you're on, because we used to actually supposed to be non-biased when we were working, okay? And that's how it should go back to being. But that's very interesting to me, because about a month ago, all of those same creators that this person is talking about attacked Robin Skies for being part of the Conservatives, despite Robin Skies being very open about being a conservative, okay, and working for the Conservatives. So we know that that's how desperate the NDP are, is that they're not even paying people, but they are collecting people and getting them to spread, to correct mis and disinformation. Now, Frank, the guy that she's talking about, literally attacked me, and his whole audience attacked me. I'm telling you, told me to unalive myself, and called me the R word, you know, since they care about ableism so much. They called me the R word. They called me the R word because I'm voting conservative. So it's nice to know that the NDP has a hand in the smear campaigns that they do against conservative content creators in their little unpaid group. Next, we're going to be talking about Mark Carney being terrified of debating people in French. I would say Pierre Polyev, because that's his biggest rival, but you know Quebec is so incredibly upset about this. Like, the guy was just going off yesterday. Doesn't Quebec bring in a lot of liberal voters? I thought Quebec was Quebec and liberal. I thought that's what he needed. I thought that they got rid of Ruby Dalla because she couldn't speak French because they didn't want to provide a translator, and now they're not They say that it's because they don't have $75,000 to participate. You do. And then the next day brags about how it was their biggest online support yet for donations. People, and then the left will be like, oh, Pierre Poilievre's French horrible. No, it's not. It's pretty good. Comparing to Mark Carney's, it's pretty good. And this is going to be huge, because genuinely the Quebec only cares about French speaking. That is, I swear they advocated in the House of Commons for easier access to MAID and speaking French. That's their two subjects. That's what they stick to. They're also pretty anti-immigration, but I digress. This means a lot for French-speaking Canadians, and the fact that Mark Carney isn't doing it it's crazy to me. It's insane to me that they would even pick this man, because not only is he's rich, he's an elitist, he's literally a globalist, he admits it, white, male, all of the things. And so the PPC tried to put this out. That's not real. That's not real, because this is what it really looks like, okay? The PPC people have a lot of problems with people who try to question their narrative, or because, and that's the thing though, is not everything's black and white. There are people that have a condition called intersex, and there are also people taking advantage of self-ID laws that have autogynophilia, if you know what I mean. So there's nuance to every conversation, okay? So this morning I was kind of creeping Pierre Poilievre's wife's Instagram, okay? I wanted to get the vibe of what her Instagram was before she was like, you know, going to be Canada's first lady. Now, here's the thing. I know we don't have a first lady. I don't know what else to call her, but first lady it is, okay? And I'm going to read you this thing that I found from her. It honestly sounds like it could have come out of my mouth talking about my own husband in 2019, because I used to share too much online. But here we go. So she says, "This is my amazing husband, Pierre Poilievre, MP. Every morning he wakes up, he makes me a cappuccino, brings it to me in bed, and then picks up our daughter and spends time with her. He then reads the news, has coffee and breakfast, and is out the door anywhere between 8:30 or 9. He won't come home until about 9 p.m. I wait for him with a warm meal, clean baby, and tidy house. Why? Because he works his nonstop butt off for 12 hours nonstop. He usually won't take lunch breaks and simply has a protein bar. This is campaign mode. He is campaigning for over a year now for his re-election. He has knocked at every single house in his riding more than 4 times now, and people might not understand this, but you are his boss. Every single vote counts. He works hard for you, and we sacrifice as a family." Oh my gosh, what is on my chin? "He returns every phone call made to his office." "And he helps people get their passport on an emergency deadline, helps people with CRA issues." Vote, okay? "People who have been trying to bring their loved ones over for years. People who haven't received their entitled disability payments, or this one made me cry lots. People who have been trying to bring a family member over here who happened to be a perfect match for a kidney donation, and the government was denying this person's visa for a long time, and my husband stepped in to help his constituent and make it happen. The surgery went well, and Mr. Collins is alive and well, and I can humbly say that my husband helped save his life. He also introduced legislation to give people with disability the opportunity to work and not be penalized by the government for its crazy clawbacks. A principled man with conviction and the greatest work ethic I have ever witnessed." And then it said a couple of other things, but I didn't screenshot it. So what I gathered by that was that I was just so amazed by the fact that Pierre Poilievre has truly been working for Canadians. You guys think that, I guess, working in government, you know, to you on the left means that you don't have a job, that you don't do anything, that you just sit around and let shit happen. Well, I know that your side does that, but Pierre Poilievre has clearly been working for even the people in his riding for a very long time. And even when Pierre Poilievre, when we had the majority Liberal government and did not have that many conservatives in the House of Commons, Pierre Poilievre was one of those conservatives in the House of Commons because of the relationship that he had with his riding. And I'm just going to say it, but while Pierre Poilievre was going door to door and helping people get save lives, okay, and get their disability payment checks in correctly and all of these things, Mark Carney was hanging out with billionaires and gazillionaires and even sex traffickers. I truly, if I am wrong about this, I will admit it. I genuinely will, okay? But I think Pierre is the real deal. That whole entire thing it melted my heart, truly. And I'm pretty sure, like, some of the rest of it, she said that he comes home and calls her beautiful every night. Oh my. All right. That was sold for me. And this concludes today's coverage of the election. Tell me if I missed anything. I can cover it tomorrow. And please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And what do you guys think? Bye.